It's kind of wild to think that for most of history, being healthy just meant you weren't actively sick. That was pretty much it. The bar was, let's be honest, pretty low. But today, we're going to dive into how that definition has been completely, and I mean radically, turned on its head. So let's start right there. What does being healthy actually mean to you? For the longest time, the default answer was just, well, if you don't have a disease, you're healthy. End of story. But is that it? Is that really the whole picture? Well, it turns out that old idea got completely blown out of the water in the middle of the 20th century. It all came down to one single sentence that would totally change how we look at health forever. And this is it. 1948, the World Health Organization drops this definition. And the key word here, the absolute game changer, is complete. They didn't just say health was about feeling okay. They said a state of complete well-being. And that right there was a bombshell. I mean, this was a massive paradigm shift. All of a sudden, health stopped being a negative. The absence of a cold or an injury. It became a positive. It's not just about what you're not, it's about what you are. It's about having the energy to actually chase your goals, the mental clarity to figure things out, and the resilience to handle whatever life throws at you. Okay, so this amazing idea didn't just appear out of thin air, right? It was actually the peak of a long, winding journey. Our understanding of what it means to be healthy has been evolving for centuries. Way back when, people thought health was all about keeping the gods happy. Then you had the classical Greeks with their whole four humors theory, this idea that your body had to have a perfect balance of fluids. Fast forward a bit, and we get the biomedical model, which was all about germs, germs, germs. But then, we started realizing, wait a minute, there's a much bigger picture here. And that's what led us to the holistic view we have today. So after all that history, where did we land? Well, we ended up with this really incredible, much fuller picture of health. And we can actually break it down into 8 key dimensions. All right, let's run through them. First up, physical. That's the obvious one, how your body is doing. Then you've got mental, which is all about your ability to think clearly. Emotional is how well you manage your feelings and bounce back. Social, that's your crew, your community. Spiritual is about your sense of purpose. Environmental is the world around you. Occupational, finding meaning in what you do for a living. And finally, intellectual. Always learning, always staying curious. Okay, but here's the part that I find absolutely fascinating. These 8 dimensions, they don't just exist in their own little bubbles. Nope, they are all completely tangled up with each other. Seriously, the best way to think about it is like a spider's web. It's not a bunch of separate pillars that can stand or fall on their own. It's one big connected web. And if you pull on just one little strand over here, the whole thing shakes. Let me show you what I mean. Let's take the physical and mental connection. I mean, we've all been there, right? You get a terrible night's sleep, that's a physical thing. And the next day, your brain is just mush. You can't think straight. Making a simple decision feels impossible. That's your physical health directly messing with your mental health. And it's the exact same with our emotions and our social lives. You know how when someone's feeling really down emotionally, their first instinct is to kind of hide from everyone? That's the emotional pulling away from the social. But what's one of the most powerful things for them? That's strong social support. See how they're connected? This even goes for our environment. It's pretty straightforward, right? If you live somewhere with bad air quality, that's probably going to affect your physical breathing. On the flip side, if you've got a great park nearby, you're way more likely to get outside and move your body. Okay, so this is all great in theory, but what does it actually look like in real life? Let's make this concrete. We're going to look at a quick case study to see how this whole framework gives us a much clearer picture of what's going on. So let's meet Mr. Kumar. He's 45, works as a software engineer, and he's been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Now, if we were using that old, outdated model of health, we'd just focus on his blood sugar. But if we do that, we are going to miss like 90% of the story. But when we use this new multi-dimensional lens, a whole different story emerges. Okay, physically, yeah, he's overweight and doesn't move much. But look deeper. Emotionally, he's super anxious about what this diagnosis means for his future. Socially, and this is a big plus, he's got a great family behind him. And then there's his job, super high stress, sitting all day. All of these things are the real determinants of his health. You see what's happening? Just handing Mr. Kumar a prescription isn't going to solve the root problem. A real, effective plan has to tackle his stress at work, it needs to bring his family into the loop, and it has to give him tools to manage his anxiety. It's about treating the whole person, not just the disease. And that's how you get real, lasting results.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to turn this around and point it right back at you. Think about that web we talked about. All 8 of those interconnected strands, your physical, emotional, social, all of it. Just take a second. Which one of those strands in your web, which one could use a little extra attention right now? Because honestly, that's where it all begins. The first step to truly holistic health is just knowing where to start.